Hi everybody, hi. My name is Jessie and I do somewhat in-depth perfume reviews in ASMR format. So if you like perfume and if you also like ASMR, you are in a really good place for that today. So I'm doing another soft-spoken video today, and the perfume that I'm going to be reviewing is Pleasures by Estée Lauder. So this fragrance is a floral fragrance, sort of floral, fresh green fragrance, and it's been out for many years. I believe 1995 was when it was launched, but I will check on that in a minute. As you can see, the bottle is very simple. It is just simple but clean and sort of classic looking. It's got a silver top. The top is plastic. And there is the, oh my gosh, what is this called? Atomizer. There's the atomizer. And so, a couple things before we spray this and smell it together. I did try to dress on theme today, so I'm wearing, this is a pink shirt, and it actually fades down to sort of like white and blue, so I thought it was kind of a good color scheme for today. I don't really have a whole lot of pinks. I thought this could also be like a purple shirt for today. This just has a lot of floral notes. Has lilac, lily of the valley, so I just thought something on the pink purple side of things, maybe white as well, would be good. And so I've got these white earrings. I think these are just snowy quartz. So it's just simple snowy quartz, and that is my simple look for today to try and match this perfume. Also, I don't know if you can see in the video, but I just have these in my kitchen, and I just thought I should bring in some flowers because this is such a floral springtime perfume, and we're not in the spring right now. It's February, but we're getting close to spring. I'm starting to see some spring flowers, the earliest ones coming up, like some bulbs, and what did I see yesterday? Oh, winter daphne. Winter daphne smells amazing. So I saw smelled some winter daphne, and then saw it after. I was like, oh my gosh, what is that scent? Anyway, this is carnation. This is yellow carnation. I never really tend to smell much of carnation, or maybe this one I just don't, but yeah, don't really smell it, but really pretty. We've had these for over like almost a week now, so they're lasting really well. And then also I have this hyacinth bulb, which is so pretty and is extremely pungent. If you've ever smelled hyacinth, you probably will not forget what it smells like. It's very, very intoxicatingly floral, a little bit sharp and high-pitched. I don't know that it's like everybody's favorite floral note, but when you smell it in real life from a beautiful flower, I don't know how you could not appreciate it, even if you don't want to smell like it all the time. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful note. So I actually got this at Trader Joe's, and it's so simple. It was just the bulb. I had the bulb, and it wasn't blooming yet. But you make sure there's water in it, and you put it inside next to a window somewhere where it gets some sunlight, and it blooms, and it's amazing. So this was like $4, I think, at Trader Joe's. So highly recommended. You can obviously buy a bulb on your own and just make your own setup too. So anyway, that is just the flowers in my house right now that I thought I would share with you. So let's go ahead and spray this fragrance. Today I've got my floral paper strips with me. Most of these are like either floral or fruits and things. So let's see what we have on top today. Oh, yeah, this one is fruity. So this one has blackberries. Blackberries are not quite on theme, but that's okay. This is definitely more springtime. Blackberries are late summer and even like early fall. Oh wow, it's starting to rain out my window. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a spray. Alrighty. So, kind of like I'm smelling the hyacinth as well, so sheesh, I don't want to get that confused. But there is actually no hyacinth in this fragrance. There could be, it seems like there could be, but there's not. Just other floral notes. So I'm going to go ahead and smell this. It's to me, it's very pretty, it's happy, it's springy, it's very light and fresh. It's got some green touches, it's higher pitched, it's a little bit sharp, but it's also kind of soft and grounded too. Yeah, maybe to me a little bit powdery almost. Yeah, so really nice. I would say very feminine in a very innocent way. There's nothing like sexy or sensual about this really to me. It's just very pretty, innocent. Yeah. So let's go ahead and read the main accords for this fragrance. So I'm on fragrantica.com. I'm going to read the main accords. So we have floral, white floral, fresh, green, rose, soft spicy, and woody. So I definitely am mainly getting the floral and white floral accords, also getting the fresh and the green accords. Do I get the woody and soft spicy? Maybe just the smallest hint of it kind of balances it out, grounds it a little, but mostly I'm just getting floral green accords. Alrighty, and then let's go ahead and look at the notes together. We've got a lot of notes in this fragrance. I'm not sure if this is the case, but it looks to me, just from what I've anecdotally sort of seen on Fragrantica, that oftentimes older perfumes, or perfumes from the 90s at least, seems like they often have a lot more notes than perfumes these days. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if anybody else has noticed that, but I've definitely noticed some older perfumes to have more notes. Okay, so I'm going to go through all the notes and let you know what I smell most. So for our top notes, we've got 7 top notes, so quite a bit. And we have green notes, freesia, pink pepper, violet leaf, tuberose, and red berries. So I will let you know what I smell, and I'm just going to be upfront that I'm not super familiar with what all of these notes actually smell like. Some of them I do know, others not. I do get the green notes. To me, this perfume's a little green. I think I get a little freesia, but I'm not super familiar with that, what it smells like on its own. Pink pepper. I don't really think I'm getting the pink pepper. I think I get a hint of either violet or violet leaf. Just makes it a little bit powdery. I don't know that I'm getting any tuberose standing out. And I don't know that I'm smelling red berries. So I'm mainly from the top notes smelling the green notes, maybe some freesia, maybe some violet or violet leaf. And for the middle notes, we have 8 middle notes. And they're actually all floral notes. Alright, so we have a lily of the valley, peony, lilac, lily, rose, jasmine, geranium, and carondi. Carondi, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Carondi. So what am I smelling? And again, I'm not super familiar with all of those floral smells on their own. I know I've seen them in other perfumes, but never just been able to smell geranium on its own, for example. I think geranium is kind of rosy though. We'll see. I definitely smell lily of the valley. That might be the most prominent floral note that I smell in this. I think I definitely smell some lilac, maybe some lily. The peony and rose, I imagine, are similar smells. They don't really stand out in a big way to me, but I would say they're there a little bit. Don't really know that I'm getting the jasmine. Geranium, let's see, I think that might smell similar to rose, but I'm not sure. It says, leaves are distilled to give a full rosy nuance with green aromatic undertones. So yeah, geranium is kind of in the rose vein of things. So yeah. And then lastly, carondi. Not sure if I'm saying that right. It's a white floral, and it says an intensely floral, sweet, intoxicating fragrance similar to jasmine, but with a peculiar almond nuance. Interesting. Yeah, I might be getting a little bit of that. I'm not sure. So to recap, I'm mostly getting a lily of the valley, lilac, maybe some lily, and something kind of rosy. That's mainly what I'm getting in the middle notes. And then for the base notes, we have 4 base notes. And those are musk, cedar, sandalwood, and patchouli. So what do I smell? I think this perfume is a little musky, a little powdery. So I do get some of that. Nothing else is standing out in particular, but I will say I do get some musky, slightly woody, maybe a little bit of warm spicy from the patchouli accord from this fragrance, but it's subtle. It just kind of blends in and grounds it a little bit more, makes it a little bit softer, woodier. Alright, so let's go ahead, as I always do, let's go ahead and show what other users on Fragrantica are smelling most. So I'm seeing that firstly, people are saying they smell lily of the valley, secondly, peony, thirdly, lilac, and then the green notes, lily, rose, freesia, jasmine, pink pepper, violet, musk, violet leaf, geranium, tuberose, cedar, sandalwood, red berries, and patchouli. So that's pretty much in keeping, I would say, with kind of what I'm saying. very floral forward fragrance. Apparently most people really smell peony. I don't know, doesn't really stand out to me. I more so smell Lily of the Valley, lilac, green notes, and maybe some freesia or willy, as well as a little musk, and just the littlest hint of like sort of woody, warm, spicy facets. So yeah. So yeah, really nice fragrance, very pleasing. I don't think though that this is the sort of fragrance that everybody would love, especially from younger generations. I think this could smell a little bit maybe more mature or just boring or just too much straight up like a bouquet of flowers. So if that's not your thing, this is not going to be your thing. I find it very pleasing. I think the name is fitting, Pleasures. It just smells pleasurable to me. But you know, everybody's different in what they prefer. I think it's very pleasing, just very pretty. It's very nice. Yeah, I'm not personally going to keep this because I definitely have some other fragrances that are already somewhat similar to this, green, floral. So I'm not going to keep this, but I do like it, but I'm just not crazy about it. So yeah, so let's go ahead and read some other statistics on Fragrantica.com. So this has an overall rating of 3.81 out of 5 with 8,175 votes. So it's definitely been voted on many times. And yeah, 3.81 is kind of right there in the middle. People seem to like it. Not crazy about it, but definitely pleasing, definitely pleasurable. And like I said, this was launched in 1995, so, geez, that's a lot of years. That'll be going on 30 years in a couple more years. So, definitely been kicking for a while and still doing very well. I think this is still selling well, I imagine. Classic. Yeah, what else? Some other information on this. For longevity, people are actually saying that this is more moderate to longer lasting overall, so that's cool. It definitely's got a lot of delicate floral notes, but apparently has good longevity. Sillage, people are saying this has moderate sillage, kind of right in the middle. I would agree with that. I think it's soft and delicate, but it's definitely a smell. It's a floral smell. It's not a skin scent. And then for gender, people are rating this as much more on the feminine end of things. I would agree. To me, this is very feminine, very innocent. Makes me think of like pink and purple. And then for price value, people are saying this is slightly better price value. I'm going to look up what it costs. So, on the Estée Lauder site, a 1.7 ounce, which is just a little bigger than this. This is 1 ounce. So, a 1.7 ounce would retail for $78. So, that's definitely expensive. However, I'm seeing that on discount sites it's quite a bit cheaper. On fragrancenet.com, which is a reputable discount site, the 1.7 ounce is $40.94, and this size is $3.38. So it's still not super cheap, but it's not out of one's budget, I would say, unless you really have to keep your budget under $15 or something, then yeah, this would be out of your budget. So I would say that's decent price value myself, keeping that in mind. And then, yeah, I'm seeing that there are definitely flankers to this fragrance, Pleasures. So other fragrances that came after it, there's Pleasures Intense, there's Pleasures for Men, Pleasure's Delight, Pleasure's Exotic, Pleasure's Bloom, Pleasure's Eau Fresh, Pleasure's Aqua. Ooh, I would want to try that one. Pleasure's Aqua, Pleasure's Florals, as if this is not enough Florals. And there's more. Pleasure's Sandalwood. So obviously that's letting me know that this was a hit. This was a very popular fragrance. That's why they've made so many flankers. Also, it's been on the market for getting close to 30 years. So yeah, so let's go ahead and read some reviews on this and just see what other people tend to think of it. Somebody says, in my top 5 for sure. I never get tired of this, and every once in a while I have to just take off the cap and sniff it, and it almost gives me deja vu. It's such a beautiful watery floral. It's one of my most long-lasting, and the sillage is strong but not overwhelming. Smells absolutely classic. Alright, somebody else who likes it says green, sharp, clean, borderline screechy in a good way. Perfect choice for when you need to rush out the door on a warm day, not on a very hot day though. It's not too complex and doesn't exactly blow your mind, but it's definitely the OG of fresh fragrance in my opinion. I really agree with that, what they said about it being green, sharp, clean, and borderline screechy, but in a good way. I agree with that. Totally agree with that. Alright, somebody who feels meh about this says, going to have to change my earlier comment, which is based on smelling a tester strip. It isn't nearly as good on skin, at least on my skin. Maybe it works for you, so test it out if you have the chance. On paper, it was the perfect balance between fresh and spicy. On me, it was straight alcohol for about 15 minutes and then turned into something like hay. That's where it stayed. Maybe it's just on my skin chemistry, but it was disappointing given how much I initially liked it. Alright, somebody who apparently hates this says, this one made me literally gasp when I smelled it, and not in a good way. I adore white florals, and so many of the notes are favorites of mine. So I bought a small travel bottle off of eBay thinking it would be a shoe-in, but wow, all I smell is an overwhelming, bizarre, bitter smell. It's hard to put my finger on, but it's sort of like burned, no, charred caramel or nail polish remover. There's something rotten. There's some rotten celery too. It's possible I got a bad bottle or my personal chemistry was not a good fit for this. Yeah, interesting. So burnt caramel, charred caramel. Yeah, I don't get charred caramel, so either it's just how they smell it or their skin chemistry or bad bottle, like they said. But yeah, anyway, so to recap, this is a very beautiful, classic, innocent, fresh springtime floral, white floral, green perfume, just a hint of warm, spicy, woody base note to ground it, but very fresh, uplifting, happy, just makes me think of a bouquet of flowers. Yeah. Alright, well that is all I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all know how wonderful and special you each are as individuals, and I will be with you in another video soon. Alright, bye.